Okay, so I'd even argue that. What would you say to people who, let's say, so I see this a lot in the UK, and I was probably in that category. They are in the UK, they want to be successful, they've got a partner who doesn't want to leave the UK.
Ooh, a partner who doesn't want to leave.
That's common. What would your advice be to that person who's thinking about, like, I wouldn't use the word jumping ship, but maybe having to make a big change because they want to go and chase the life they want and not be average?
Dude, I actually talked about this with my one-on-one clients the other day. I did an entire talk on what it means to be average and what it means to be mediocre. And by definition, you can actually look this up. Like 90% of the population is mediocre. That's fucking wild. That means 90% of people have no goals, no ambition. They're just happy, just coasting. I find that unbelievably fucking sad. That means that 90% of people walking around outside, 9 out of 10 people are dead inside when you look at them. You look straight into their eyes and there's nothing purposeful in there that's like driving them. So sad. If that's you right now and you need to make a change, like just fucking start with yourself. Start with personal development, get your ass in shape, see what happens after that. Secondly, if I'm this person in the UK and I have my significant other and I'm trying to get my life together, I want things to get a lot better, I want to have more purpose in my life, I would probably write shit down on a piece of paper and just be like, what happens if I stay? Like, what are all the pluses if I stay? And then what are all the things that happen if I leave? And then is this person who's in my life right now adding to my life or are they taking away? That's something I ask my mom a lot. I'm like, Mom, how do I know if I found the right chick? She's like, if they're adding to your life, like there's just something about them where like you can't do shit without them, you don't want to do shit without them, that's the one. I've had so many dope girlfriends. I have nothing negative to say about any of them. Like literally every single one, I could cry on the spot right now that I lost them. I mean, I broke up with all of them. But at the same time, it's like they didn't check all those boxes. And there's nothing worse than being 1, 2, 3 years in and just being like, I got to cut it. But you know that's the best decision for yourself. And I think a lot of times right now, I even have people in my VIP program right now. I can hear these women asking me like, what do you do if someone doesn't like support your goals? Like they don't support you eating better. They don't support you making these better decisions. I'm like, is this person a spouse? And sometimes they'll just start crying right on the spot. And I'm just like, dude, that's just not your person. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, you listen to, like, the one thing that I really admire about Alex and Layla is Layla has utter belief in Alex and Alex has utter belief in Layla. And I think that's like one of the coolest things. I also don't really agree with the fact that they got together for money, but I do think later on they do complete each other in a way that's very, very rare. And I think it's really, really cool. And I've seen them around each other and I see how this whole thing connects. And it's a rare thing because, you know, as you get older, you're kind of like the whole hot thing is like, it's cool, but like, there's got to be some more to it. So, and there's a lot more to it. Unfortunately, I haven't found it, so I can't talk on it. But at the same time, if I was that person, I know exactly what it's like to be there and like wanting more out of life and just being nervous to take that jump. But I can tell you right now, there's nothing I've ever done in my life. And I can say probably the same for you, even not even having asked you. If you've ever put 100% into something, not 97, 98, dip a toe, like if you go 100, has it never not worked out for you? Probably not.
And what I say with that is 100 consistently, because like what I see in particular with people with their businesses is that they go 100 for 7 days and then they're out. Whereas like I remember you talking at the event, and I think even on previous podcasts where for like 2-3 years you were doing jury service or public service or whatever it's called of the US, and like basically having to work every hour that God sends to get that paid down. And like for a long period of time, whilst I had my online coaching business with maybe like 150 clients, I was working full time in a proper like job, 50, 60 hours a week. And people now are like, oh, I've got too many clients, like 100, I can't do all this stuff. I'm like, dude, I did fucking everything.
Yeah.
Like, I did everything. So you can't tell me you don't have time.
Yeah.
You can't manage time, you just can't manage yourself. And I think that's where people lack the ability to almost suffer and go through each shit phase of the beginning of anything when you suck, till you get to almost like the other end of the spectrum where you look behind the curtain and you get some success and you see how the world really works.
Yeah, man, there's 2 really big pillars when it comes to becoming successful. It's really just, number 1 is meeting new people, which is like getting out of your hometown, making investments in mentorship, making investments in yourself, your own personal development. Maybe that's just, you know, buying a fitness program. Maybe it's just buying a fitness app like mine. It's like $30 a month. You know what I mean? Like maybe you just follow something for the accountability. And then the other one is basically just breaking through like your old habits and just like committing to becoming a new person. And it's the same thing with fitness. It's the same thing with everything. You have to create a new identity. You have to start making the decisions that the person who's already achieved the goal that you want is making. until you've decided that you are going to be that person and you start making those decisions. Like if you're somebody who wants to get fit right now, the first way that you can do what I'm talking about is you can go to the grocery store and you can look in your cart and say, hey, would someone fit buy the shit that's in my cart right now or no? And if there's a fucking cookie in there, take the cookie out of the fucking cart, right? Because that's not the person who's ripped with abs. That's not what they're getting, right? Like if you're the person who wants to increase your fitness business and you're hanging out at the bar at night and getting a couple drinks in and just like hanging out with the boys, like, no, like you need to put some work in for a while. And it's just the way it is. And I think that if you're not willing to do that, then that's cool. There's a lot of other people who are. Leave some space for them.
And I think that's what's where people don't understand it's a player versus player game. Like every industry is competitive, and if you're not willing to be in better shape and stick to your diet and stand out, then someone else is. And if they learn how to market and sell better than you, they're going to beat you all day long. And that's one of the things you said earlier when we went e-foiling. I was like, I think my partner Charlie, I was like, oh, do you like desserts? Do you like sweet stuff? He's like, yeah, I do, but I feel like shit after I've eaten them, and also I feel like a pussy when I've like basically cheated myself.
Mm-hmm. I love that shit, dude. Like honestly, like my goal all the time is to have so much discipline that it makes other people uncomfortable. I want you to be uncomfortable. If you're uncomfortable, then I know I'm doing something right. And I tell people that in my group all the time for my VIP program. I'm always like, dude, like you should be making uncommon decisions all the time to get uncommon results at dinner, in life, always. I want someone to always ask you why you're making that decision, because that means that it's such a strong decision that other people are questioning their own decisions. And your discipline is always like a mirror of someone else's insecurities. They're insecure about what they're looking at right now. So like all of your discipline is just mirroring exactly what they want. So as soon as they comment, you already know that you're winning. And I just love that.
Would you say this is one of the reasons you've been highly successful in your business is the skill of discipline?
I'm highly successful in my business because I just want purpose, and I didn't have it in my family life, I guess. So like, I genuinely believe that my community is my family. Like for me, I think that's where my secret to success is. I've just always been like, I've taken pictures, like the first time I met my dad and I posted it in my Facebook group for my people. Like I've talked about shit. I've cried about shit. Like my brother just passed away like a month or two ago. I talked about that with everybody. I had a whole talk on that. That was like life-changing for my one-on-one clients. And, you know, you just got to put yourself out there, because like, what's really going to make you different than everybody else? It's your story. Like what makes you relatable to everybody else? Like nobody gives a fuck about, at the end of the day, it's crazy that no one gives a fuck about your workouts or your nutrition or any of that. They care about your mindset. Like how do you think about things in every scenario so that you can change the way people are thinking about those things right now? Like your mindset tips, your lifestyle, like even when you're saying like, who do you look up to? There's a reason I care about the people that I said, and you probably have different people, and everyone else is like that too. So it's the same thing for anyone right now who's like reluctant to kind of like try to go into the fitness industry and become a coach, because you're like, oh, I don't know if I'm the right person for that, or I don't know if anyone's going to want to follow me. It's like, there's a ton of people who want to follow you, and you won't even know until you try.